For most of you, the idea of presenting in front of a group of people is extremely stressful. And that is the subject of today's video. Hi, I'm Leslie Fiorenzo, and I want to share with you some ideas about stress and how you can change your thinking about it, because really that's all it takes, at least according to some of the research I found. And speaking of research, you might know that Dr. Hans Selye was the researcher that back in the 50s first coined this term stress. And he talked about two types of stress. He talked about good stress, or eustress, E-U-S-T-R-E-S-S, and distress. And it's the distress that creates the disease. But he also found that there's some similarities between the two. And so think of it this way. Winning the lottery, just as stressful as losing the job. Why? You're like, I want the lottery piece, right? It's about change. And that's what Selye discovered. He also discovered, and I want to read you this interesting paragraph I found in the National Library of Medicine, because they called it originally the Selye syndrome. And it says the syndrome divides the total response from stress into three phases: the alarm phase, the stage of resistance, and the stage of exhaustion. So when we think about stress, it is this alarm. Something happens, right? We've been invited to speak. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do that, right? We kind of freak out. And then we go through all kinds of calculations in our head. That's the resistance phase. Should I not? We get all worked up. Here's what happens to us, ladies and gentlemen, is those chemicals in our body, we're nothing but a big chemistry set, right? There's chemical reactions happening all the time in our bodies. So those changes, when we rethink and catastrophize things, don't do us any favors. So there's some interesting work done, or interesting research that was shared in a TED Talk by Kelly McGonigal, M-C-G-O-N-I-G-A-L. She is a health psychologist, and I would encourage you to take a look at her TED Talk. I know you can find it if you Google it. It's about 10 years old. But she talks about two ideas when it comes to stress. And she has spoken, a lot of her work has been about stress and stress management. And here's the ideas that she proposed. View your stress response as helpful as opposed to harmful. When I view it as helpful, it can help me create the biology of courage. And again, biology, all those chemical reactions that take place in our body when we think about an event and we view it as stressful, or we view it as a positive action, something that will benefit us. So again, it's changing our mindset, changing our view. And then she says, connecting with others when we're under stress can create resilience. And that's, again, what I believe we want to create in our lives, is this ability to be resilient. Because you and I both know we will continue to face challenges day in and day out. We can't get through this life without some level of stress, and we want to be able to manage that in a very impactful and effective way so that we can live long lives and contribute, do the things we know we are destined to do. Here's the other thing I think about stress, and I read this a long time ago. It's the difference, all animals, as humans, we're animals, have a stress response, right? That fight or flight. When we sense danger, and our brains are really good at looking out for danger, they spend a lot of time doing that, like almost all day, every day. Well, compare that, the human, with an antelope, let's say, grazing in the savannah, and it's on high alert because it hears maybe a lion, and it runs, and the lion chases it. It doesn't get caught. It's not the lion's dinner. It escapes. Okay. It just goes back to grazing. It does not relive, oh my gosh, I was almost caught. Oh, this is terrible. Oh my gosh, what? We, as humans, on the other hand, do that exact same thing. When an event occurs to us, we rehash it, and those same chemical reactions take place in our bodies over and over and over. So what we need to do is let go and just forget about it. I know it's not always easy, but to the best of your ability. So things like staying present in the moment, mindfulness, deep breathing exercises, journaling are really good tools to help you release that stressor so you're not reliving it constantly and help you move forward. So friends, I thank you for stopping by here today. And if you know someone who could benefit from this message, please feel free to share. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel because I would love to connect with you each and every week as I post more content. So next time, I believe I will talk about resilience because that's an important piece of this stress equation. But in the meantime, reframe how you think about stress and speaking opportunities in particular, and I'll see you in the next video.